in the near term, these things work. But over the long term, adoption makes sense. Like all of your arguments about why you should short Facebook in 2013, they're all wrong. Facebook's trading at $280 a share. They're all wrong. You should have never sold it ever, ever, ever. Now, what happens to all these wonderful models if 10 billionaires decide to buy $1 billion of Bitcoin each and announce we bought it? Bitcoin goes to the moon. Because what really matters is, with Facebook, does it work? Do 1 billion people use it? With Apple, do they buy it? With Google, do they use it? With Bitcoin, will they use it? All the near-term trading models, they'll work for 90 days, 30 days, whatever, as long as everybody else in your trading universe sees the world you see it. But over a decade, over 20 years, over 30 years, the laws of thermodynamics are going to kick into place. And it's pretty obvious Bitcoin is a better long-term asset than gold or corn futures or soybeans or any company run by a CEO, no matter how august and intelligent they are. They're all just merely mortal. And Bitcoin is something better than that. You know, if you got a model and it says Bitcoin is cheap or it's better or whatever, buy more of it. I just think the danger is selling a good thing. Like I'm not very good at selling my thing. I'm good at buying. I'm not. Once you find something that you love, you know, you should hold it, because if you sell it to buy it cheaper, then you're betting that other people that have this short-term model are going to act however they're going to act. And you might be right, but you might be wrong. And at the end of the day, if you're buying something that you expect to go up by a factor of 100, then selling it or buying it this year is going to be plus or minus. Like if you bought like Apple stock at $2.25 versus $2.10, it seemed like a big difference back then. But what if you made the mistake and you were short the share and you missed the next $100 run up? I mean, that's the danger of near-term trading.
Yes, the dollar will die. I mean, every reserve currency dies, right? It's a certainty. So there will be something new, something better. But when is that happening? It's the same question as the super cycle. Are we entering the super cycle now or later? I think the super cycle will be there. It's inevitable, but not now. I think it will happen after next halving, if you will, after the stock to flow of Bitcoins will be higher than gold and higher than real estate, because until that point of a stock to flow of 100, real estate will, for whatever reason, be the preferred asset, as we're seeing right now. I'm seeing around me, people put more money in real estate, like hundreds of millions. BlackRock, for example, is buying the entire city of Amsterdam because those companies and the money right now is with old people. The real estate and the gold, the physical world, and not the digital world. The digital scarcity is a next generation thing. So I think it will happen. But I also see in my own model that there is a linear relationship between scarcity and value. I agree that is one of the dimensions of money. Fungibility is the other one. Portability is another one. Divisibility is another one. That's also very problematic with houses, divisibility. But scarcity is in my view, the most important factor causing that linear relationship and causing people to put more money in real estate. Now that will change once, next to divisibility, fungibility, portability, also the scarcity of Bitcoin will be better than real estate. So my guess would be, are we going into this FOMO hyperbolic scenario right now? Or are we going to drop 80% first, have a big war with the powers that be, the central banks, the US dollar, et cetera, and go into that hyperbolic scenario or a US dollar scenario, if you will, where Bitcoin is the best store of value after the next halving. So say 2024, 28, that will be the period, or maybe a little bit after that. Let's say somewhere between 2024 and 2032. Yes, I think we both agree there will be this hyperbolic scenario. Bitcoin will be by far the best asset above all other. But the powers that be, with the largest armies, the biggest balance sheets, and all the political power, they will fight. They will fight till the death. Actually, it amazes me that there's not a next El Salvador yet, because the benefits are so obvious. And of course, it takes a lot of courage, right, to do it.
But it's been done. Now there's a template.
But compare El Salvador to MicroStrategy a lot. Because, like, MichaelSaylor, the CEO and owner of...
Nobody else has done it, yeah.
Yeah, but he has like total full power over the company.
Yeah.
He doesn't have like other big shareholders. Well, some of course, but he has the voting rights, so he can do it with his small company, right? Microsoft is not Google, it's not Amazon, so he can do it, and it had to be a MicroStrategy kind of company that went full Bitcoin and put Bitcoin on the balance sheet, and the same with El Salvador. I wouldn't expect the Netherlands, which is also small, by the way, or Europe or US to do it, but a small country with a leader that has almost all the power, yeah, they can do that. And like hedge funds, by the way, right? Banks and pension funds are under the regime of the central banks. Hedge funds are in a much looser regime because they don't play with other people's money, or not with the banking or pension money, but with high risk money. So they can do it more easily. Or family office, they can go into Bitcoin, not banks, not pension funds easily. I really expected another country to enter already. And maybe what we're seeing in Brazil, that's very interesting, right? Brazil is, I don't think it's legal tender like in El Salvador. My Portuguese is not that well. Can't read the official stuff. But if that becomes legal, at least, and supported by the government, that's a big thing, because Brazil has over 200 million population. So that's 2/3 of the US. It's a really big country. If they go, that's a big thing. Or Africa. Africa is another continent that would benefit hugely because they're under the regime of the IMF at the moment there. They got the blood sucked out every day by the IMF, by more debt and debt and debt. So they could do the El Salvador thing. And I think Nigeria or some country, I think it was Nigeria, is well on the way to do what El Salvador did.